LGBT ideology. Not part of the LGB alliance, definitely part of the LGBT group. What's this? Someone typing, there are lesbians who like men. There are lesbians who are men. There are lesbians who are straight. There are lesbians who are bisexual. There are all this and more. And I love Undoomed there. What do words even mean? There are lesbians who like men. Right, so what is that? That's someone who's in a lesbian relationship. They got two women, right? They're two normal women in a relationship. They're lesbians. They're part of the L group. And then one of them decides that, actually, I think I've been a man all my life. I'm going to become a man. And now that lesbian likes a man. And they're still lesbians. Even though one of them's a man, as we are told to must agree. But also there are lesbians who are men as well. So the lesbian in that relationship is also a man, but still a lesbian. And then there are lesbians which are straight because maybe they're dating a man and they've accepted that the trans man is a man and therefore... I mean, just look at it. I mean, I'm not going to waste any more time on this, but the police now have to answer this question. Look, if you're going to take the position of the LGBT group movement over the LGBs, I mean, you could just pick the position, the traditional P-light position of being like, we're just the police. I don't give a toss. Like, we're just going to enforce the law. But no, you've given up that and you want to endorse the LGBT plus movement. What is that answer to this question? I want to hear it. Anyway.
Is there even a question there? It's just a series of
do they
weird
agree with
statements.
This? Do they agree with this? Do they think this? Yeah, this is totally true.
I don't think it's possible to understand this.
I want to see Cressida Dick endorsing it, though. Because if she doesn't endorse it, what a bigot. Let's move on. So if we go to just an example of, you may think, well, this has nothing to do with me. I'm not engaged in any of these groups. Well, do you like money? Do you pay taxes? Because, yeah, it does involve you. So you can just look here. These are the head of equality and diversity and inclusion groups within NHS trusts all over the country because of government-funded healthcare, taxpayer-funded healthcare. And costing the taxpayer, just on this list that David found alone, of £221,000. Just on this screenshot of, that's the conservative end of these salaries as well. I didn't bother to calculate the higher end of what it's going to cost us.
I have seen like £71,000 a year for head of diversity and inclusion, which...
Yeah, I mean, you can see
what are you being paid for there?
70 grand there, 75 grand there for a head. And yeah, if the NHS ever complains about money again, I'm going to... So let's move on. That's a joke.
You can't say that.
That's a joke. I'm saying about the institution of people complaining. Just shut up. I don't want to listen to you. You know, you've got hundreds of thousands of pounds going down the drain every year just on salaries of people who check the melanin of the different people who work for you. So let's move on to the US, because that's where we're going, because apparently the US is even worse than us. So we have a teacher here, California teacher, removes American flag and tells students to pledge allegiance to the pride flag instead. Amazing. Let's play the clip.
Okay, so during third period, we have announcements and they do the Pledge of Allegiance. I always tell my class, stand if you feel like it, don't stand if you feel like it, say the words if you want, don't have to say the words. So my class decided to stand but not say the words. Totally fine. Except for the fact that my room does not have a flag. It used to be there, but I took it down during COVID because it made me uncomfortable. And I packed it away and I don't know where, and I haven't found it yet. But my kid today goes, hey, it's kind of weird that we just stand and then, you know, we say it to nothing. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, I gotta find it. Like, I'm working on it. I got you. In the meantime, I tell this kid, we do have a flag in the class that you can pledge your allegiance to. And he, like, looks around. He goes, oh, that one?
So she took the American flag down during COVID, as she said, you might not have heard it, because it made me feel uncomfortable. Why? Because it represents a liberal world order, not a socialist world order. That's why. So she then got her kids to pledge allegiance to the racial pride flag, the one with the little pincer movement going on there, of the black and brown stripes with the trans phalanx behind them coming in for support. But again, I just can't get over how progressives look at this, and none of their brains even like turn a cog. They just think, why did we segregate the black and browns into their own equal but separate stripes? But okay, just moves on. So yeah, that's where we're going in the UK, because the Americans are already there. And I presume this teacher is still working there and still indoctrinating her students.
I hope not. I can't imagine someone like that ever educating anyone's children or giving them anything of use.
The only other thing I wanted to mention is we do need to be on patrol. Thus, those of us on the right, for people engaging in such thinking. So let's go to the last link on that section, which is just to mention that they walk among us. So this is a Conservative MP. I think she's also, what is it, like an apprentice for the Women's and Equalities Department minister position or whatever. But so there's the young Tories who all got together for some catch up and they're all having a drink. So me and the boys.
They definitely look like young Tories to me.
Yeah, and she responds, all blokes, and then an emoji of a woman with like, the hands up and being upset because some guys got together from the young Tories to have a pint.
So what?
Yeah, she needs to be. I think the rightists need to be on patrol for this kind of thing, especially within conservative movements. That is nonsense. And of course, she would not say the same thing if it was a group of women who got together. She'd be like, 100% diverse, so inclusive. It's like,
to the young Tories' credit, at least they're dressed far more smartly than a lot of Labour MPs do.
no, they're just more smarter than me. I mean, it's great aesthetics. I mean, again, like trying to put them down for being men. Conservative MP. That's right. I'm a conservative. Thank you for watching this clip from the podcast The Lotus Eaters. If you want more from us, please go over to lotuseaters.com and subscribe to get access to all the premium content that we have on the site.
Yeah, we've got loads of really good stuff there. So we've been doing this for quite some time, so we've got a huge library of content in various different categories. Now, some of my favourites have been the book clubs. I'm personally a big fan of these because it means we get to read good books and